Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. This is part, I believe, 27 of our initial run through the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Last time we started at the Ancient Ruins base. We made our way down. We got the map fragment for this area. Very nice. We got to the Temple Town Ruins. We got the Temple Town Ruins Site of Grace and the Ravine North Site of Grace, along with also finding the northern nameless mausoleum. And in that, we found the Red Bear's Claw, a unique weapon, as you can see here, along with getting the Iron Rivet armor set, as you can see here, along with the Greybird Black Quill chest piece, which also enhances jump attacks, which is very nice. Though, that wasn't all, as there was even more than that. You see, we also got our hands on the two-handed sword talisman, boosting damage, at least I'm assuming boosting damage, when you two-hand a weapon. Which, I do that a lot, so very happy to hear, and I immediately put it on at the cost of dropping below 51 poise. Whether that's worth it or not, we will have to see, but I don't think poise is too important. At least, not against big enemies. Oh, that's flies. I thought those were like human-sized dragons. I was gonna go, what? Like, what is going on through FromSoft's head to make a human-sized dragon? Delicious. You can pause and read that if you want. But because I'm not really gonna... Gigabear. I know that's not what they're called. I think they're called like rune bears. But I think Gigabear is a more accurate description. It's what I personally prefer. Because you look at that and it's like, that's a Gigabear. Like, rune bear, what does a rune even mean? Whereas Gigabear, you know exactly what a Gigabear is. It's a bear, but it's a giga. So, I feel like it fits. Anyways, yeah, I'm going through and reading the description of most items, just not for crafting materials. Which, the crafting materials do sometimes have lore in their descriptions. I just don't really care to do that. Oh, I shouldn't be here. See, we're normal size. That's... I'm sorry, I'll get out of your way. I will respect the power of the Gigabear. Goodbye. But yeah, I tend to read those descriptions. That's a big red bear. I tend to read the descriptions just not when recording, because when recording I don't want to spend too much time moseying around. And I feel like reading the description of a crafting item could fit for moseying around. I thought I saw a normal bear around here, but it might have just been like a bush. That's entirely possible. Hello, Mr. Bear. Rugalia, the Great Red Bear. I feel like I rolled too early on the first one. But I didn't get punished. I tried to roll that, but I couldn't. Sir, please. That is rude. Oh, he was doing the thing where... I didn't realize that you had those attacks. I knew that Giga Bears had them, I just thought that maybe you had... Like, maybe you lost them in gaining your unique, like, roar attacks and whatnot. Apparently not. Someone is more versatile. But they are dead. Rugalia, something like that. Rugalia, and then we got like 100,000, something like that, I think. Runes, and then a Roar of Rugalia. This is an incantation. It requires 14 faith and costs 17 FP. Channels Great Red Bear to emit a furious roar. So we actually saw this last time in the Northern Mausoleum. But an incantation of what is jokingly called the Bear Communion channels the power of Rugalia, the Great Red Bear, transform oneself into a Great Red Bear and emit a mighty roar. Charging increases potency, an incantation that is more akin to the divine invocation of the Horn Scent than it is to Dragon Communion. Only through desperate battle with the feral wild can one discover a god unique to oneself. Alright, so that's the Bear Communion. And we got a headpiece. This one, I think? Yeah, enhances incantations of what is jokingly called Bear Communion. And we got that one beating the previous Great Red Bear, Ralva. So good to see, good to see. But, the Ralva pelt thing didn't say incantation. It said incantations, so there may be more. Greater Potentate's Cookbook 8. Hefty Fetid Pot. Okay. Those don't look like the bugs I was thinking of. Ugh, oh, these things. Oh, no. Bugs with wings are just... No. They're unnatural. I don't care if they occur in nature, they're unnatural. Stop running, you absolute coward. Look at that. You knew you couldn't win, so you tried running to your fellows. But it wasn't enough to save you, because they knew the danger that I posed. Ow. But they knew the danger that I posed. Yeah, he died, just took a bit. But they knew the danger that I posed, and they knew that trying to help you wouldn't save you, it would just doom them as well. So you see, your actions were foolish, for they would bring you no salvation. They would only prolong your fear. Oh, that one jumps. Oh, they looked bigger. Okay. Maybe they were just like standing up, like stretching their legs. Maybe that made them look bigger. Entirely possible. Because they didn't have more health, that's for sure. Also, I'm not really looking at the walls that much, and so there could absolutely be a cave and I'm just missing it. And that's what happened with the Rivermouth Cave, like 2 parts ago. And 2 parts ago was when I found it. Me missing it was way before that. Oh, there's 2 there. Alright. Oh, we sent them flying with bolt swings. That was nice. Alright, but when I said bugs, I do realize that scorpions are possibly bugs. They might or might not be, I actually don't know. But I was thinking of the little fly guys. The ones that you see in the Dark Souls 3 Painted World of Ariandel DLC, but also in the Elak River Cave here. Because I do think they're a reused asset. There's these things which point to, at least in the base game, they point to Catacombs. And last time I saw them here in the DLC, they also pointed to the Fog Rift Catacombs. I should probably not be on the horse. Shadow Militiaman Helm. Helm as dark as shadow worn by vulgar militiamen. Shut up, phone. I can actually turn this to silent, so that way it's not constantly buzzing. But helm as dark as shadow worn by vulgar militiamen. Freshly singed battlegrounds, effusing with the stench of the dead. Forbidden lands that will be excised from the memory of history. What better place than the realm of shadows then for such an army? This kind of looks like the Thrall hood, I think it's called. The thing that Grey Rat wears in Dark Souls 3. Kind of gave those vibes. Which, maybe that's what it's supposed to be, like a reference to or taking inspiration from. Because I tend to see all of the... Hello. Stop! Avert your gaze from me. I beg. Look away. Ah. Okay. And Catacomb. And we can see the name before continuing on what I was saying before. Scorpion River Catacombs. I don't like that name. That's... Hopefully the scorpions are exclusively outside in the river and not in here, because those things are absolutely vile. Oh yeah, real quick before I continue on what I was saying before. In the previous catacombs, wherever they are, here, in the Fog Rift Catacombs, the imp enemies... I actually killed one and got their weapon on my other character. I'm not recording that character, but I got a chance drop of their weapon, and it was a greatsword. And their heavy attack... I don't know if either of these do it. No. But their heavy attack was a poke. Like that. But it sent out a projectile. And so it's like, if you do a heavy attack, you do a poke, which has increased range, but also, even if you aren't within range, it still sends out a projectile that gives it even more range. I didn't test it out, so I don't know for sure, but I don't assume the projectile will have as much damage as the weapon. But it's still very cool because it means extra range. But anyways, back to what I was saying before. I see all of the Soulsborne games as sort of like a continuation of each other. Whereas, like, you have Dark Souls 1, and then time skip, then Dark Souls 2, then time skip, then Dark Souls 3, then time skip, then Bloodborne. And they're all the same world, just, like, different universe. And maybe it's, like, the world reset. Always check your corners. I rolled too early. I thought you were going to attack. Wait. This guy, but instead of an explosive mouth, he has a greatsword. That's who I got the weapon from. Anyways. That one. That's the weapon. And I got it, and it shoots a projectile when you do a heavy attack. It's very cool. Anyways, as I was saying, I see, like, all of the games as just, like, the same world, but it's, like, a new loop or a new cycle of the world. And alright, so that's a statue that builds up Death Blight. Okay. But anyways, that's my personal explanation as to why they do reused assets sometimes. Oh, it's a visage of a basilisk. That's kind of cute. But yeah, that's my, like, personal headcanon as to why they sometimes reuse assets. Like, the thralls from Dark Souls 3 have a lot of the same attacks as the imps from Elden Ring. And then this hood looks very similar to the thrall hood from Dark Souls 3. The Erdtree avatars are... They have, like, the same base template as the Asylum Demon from Dark Souls 1. Okay, that builds up uncomfortably fast. So, instead of doing two-handed sword talisman, we can do this. Which, yeah, that's why I have all of these. For immunity, robustness, I have the +2 so I can drop the +1 into storage. But focus, all of them actually have the +2 so I can put the +1 into storage. And the one for vitality. Stuff like this is why I have all of them, despite almost never using them. Also, the running attack with this is so good. Like, first of all, it's not a thrust, which thrusting attacks are generally good, but I don't like them as the first attack in a combo, since the first attack is the most likely to miss, and thrust attacks are also the most likely to miss. Whereas this is a slash, and it just has a much smoother transition. Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of my personal headcanon as to why they sometimes reuse assets. Because... Hi. But some people might see reused assets as a flaw of, like, oh, look at these lazy game developers reusing assets. But the way I see it, there's enough time and distance between them, and they usually get a reskin, and they usually get, like, new moves or new variants to keep things fresh. And they also don't do it that often. It's only, like, 1, maybe 2 enemies. Hello. And so... it's not that often. At least for the enemies. Assets like this might be reused a bit more, but not enough for me to notice. So, I don't think it's too bad. This is almost certainly a trap. Check your corners. Ow. Or you see, I was right. I just checked the wrong corner. Oh, that... he did a little twirly twirl. Good for you. Anyways. That's a thing right there. Like I said, the reused assets don't happen that often. And they usually do something new with the reused assets. So, in my opinion, totally fine. Oh, there's something here. This is just a hidey hole. Understandable. But yeah, they don't reuse assets that much. And they do new stuff with the assets most of the time. They, at the very least, give them a reskin. So they at least look new. And it helps. Ooh. But it helps with development time as well. And FromSoft, ladder. Well, I don't think they're perfect. They are pretty freaking good. I don't want to get their attention if I don't absolutely have to. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Haha. Haha. Alright, so that worked out. Goody, goody, good. Yeah, as I was saying, they're not perfect, but they are really good. And they're far more consistent in their high quality than a lot of other game developers. And so, like I said, I can excuse, and I don't see any problem whatsoever with reusing 1 or 2 assets here or there, especially with how FromSoft does it and what they benefit, like how much they benefit from it, and how much we as the players benefit as a result of them benefiting from it. Anyways, Black Knight Captain Hugh. It takes 105 FP, starting from the Black Knights. The Black Knights were the primary force of Mesmer's army. Second to their first knight commander was Hugh, a man with agile command of both twin blade techniques and the power of the Crucible. and whose spirit in these ashes dwells. Though a champion of the divine beast hunt, he followed his father, Andreas. I wonder if we'll see them at some point. Maybe it's a spirit ash, or maybe it's like a lore person. Maybe they created a weapon or something. I don't know. But he followed his father, Andreas, into rebellion against Mesmer, and like his father, he too was imprisoned in an underground tomb. Mesmer mourned the loss of his brother in arms. Alright, so twin blade wielding Black Knight. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna replace Mimic Tear, but I usually have some kind of secondary option for when I don't feel like using Mimic Tear. And it changes from run to run. And there's like a small pool of options, but if Black Knight Captain Hugh can perform, I really like the Black Knights. I really like Twin Blades. As enemies, they're pretty good. I can definitely see him being added to the pool of Mimic Tear alternatives. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, so that's what this is for then. Alright, so we have to get across to the other side there. I wonder if we're going to be able to turn that off. Like, make our way to it and then break it. Or if that's a no-no. Let's see, Vitality. What we have on now has 9. This has 23. This has 21. This has 55. This has 8. This has 18. This has 15. This has 31. Let's see, 13 to 4 in that one move. 11.5 to 2.5. And then this is enough to bring us down to medium load. So we look kind of goofy, but yeah, this gives us way more. That's broken and it's a straight line, so I'm gonna assume that that may be an invisible bridge. Not gonna make any clear-cut calls on that. But that's kind of what it looks like to me. And we can move back to this. And this is going to be the boss, probably. There's a Stake America there. I'm assuming that's going to see us and have build up. So as long as it's looking in your direction, there's build up. Hi. You can die. Alright, so we can wait until it passes above us on the bridge here. Yeah, so it is based on direction or line of sight, but only in the direction that it's looking. No, so it doesn't seem like you can break them. I've said it before, I'll say it again. always, always check your corners. Because checking your corners is how you don't die. Or how you don't... Sure, that's rude. You don't need to spam... I rolled too early. But checking your corners is how you don't take a hatchet to the back of the head. So I think you're supposed to see that and go, ooh, item. There's no way they put 2 traps back to back. Ow. I keep forgetting how fast they send those out. I couldn't roll because I was stuck in an animation. Okay. Moving on. There's 3 enemies there. And there's an enemy up there. So, those aren't the explosive faces, those are just normal hatchet guys. Can't see which one that is, but that's a sorcerer. Oh. Alright, that's a new sorcery. And he can hit us with it even when we're 2 rooms in a hallway away. So that's interesting to note. And we can drop down here to get away from them. Those are basilisks. Great ghost glowwort. Alright, so... I think I get it. I think that you were supposed to see the sorcerer and the 2 imp enemies drop down. And then you were supposed to, like, panic and drop down here. And then you then had to deal with the sorcerer, possibly the imps following you, and the 3 basilisks. And then you'd be rewarded with the great ghost glowwort and access to here, where you're out of his line of sight. Okay. So, I think that's how you're supposed to do it. And I'm just overly cautious. And then... Oh, there's a path back there. Okay. And we can make it over here so it doesn't see us. Yeah, I don't think you can break that. Sad to say. But also, there was a way to go before, and we're getting a decent bit away from that. There was also the upper area by the sorcerer. And I don't know how to get to that either. There was actually a cave a while ago. I think it may have been Bonnie Jail. I could be wrong about that, though. Where there was an item up on a higher area, and I never figured out how to get to the higher area. and I didn't even notice it until going through on the second character. There's also the area near the beginning. Death Knight. That's half my health bar. Alright, so... in the previous Catacombs, we ran into a Death Knight. And they had twin axes. And obviously, this one has a halberd. Oh. Sorry for not talking, but he took half my health with a single attack and I got nervous. So kinda don't want to talk. I tried to roll, but I was stuck at like the very end of the animation, I suppose. Okay. It doesn't seem like he stays down for long, so you really need to take that critical quickly. That's a grab attack. And it happened fast. Did that give him health back? That looks like it gave him health back. I could be wrong about that, though. But yeah, he starts getting up quickly. Meaning... you really don't have that much time. Oh. Yeah, you really don't have... Ow. Anyways, you really don't have that much time to regain your stamina upon stance breaking him. Right, whew. We can take a breather. We got 130,000 runes. We got Death Knight's long-hafted axe, which I'm assuming is going to be a great axe. Alright, so it wasn't a halberd, it was a great axe. My mistake. But skills mostly off strength and faith, with a little bit of dex. Does physical and lightning damage, which is good. A long-hafted golden axe wielded by the Death Knight bears a representation of a decayed golden ring, crackled with lightning, the power of the capital's ancient dragon cult. The knight, once the personal guard of Godwin, was also the protector of the Prince of Death's cadaver surrogate. Unique skill, Blink Bolt long-hafted axe. From a low stance, the body is transformed into a bolt of lightning and charges straight forward, or straight ahead, at fulgur speed. Strong attack performs a lightning charge leaping slash. And then Cerulean Amber Medallion +3 for boost maximum FP by the utmost. And you can read that, but I think it's the same as the other ones. Alright. This looks like it has good range. Oh, the heavy attacks look cool. Yeah, like, just tapping them. The first one comes out pretty quickly. And against smaller enemies, it should stun them long enough to let you get the second one off, and it looks very cool. But pressing L2 does that, and then L2 with the R2 follow-up. Cool. Alright, so it looks cool. The heavy attack and heavy follow-up look cool. It does lightning damage, which is the best damage type. So it looks like it has pretty good range. So I can definitely see it being a pretty decent weapon. Not a big fan of the weapon's skill, but that's not a problem with the weapon's skill, that's a personal preference thing. So we can wait for this to come back and then we can follow it as it goes that way. I wonder where that drop down leads. I am going to let the curiosity get the better of me. I'm glad curiosity got the better of me, because that's an enemy, meaning this is a new area. Or an area that we either haven't gotten or haven't accessed yet or can't access yet. But seeing as it was a dead end with an enemy and a crafting item on one end and a ladder on the other, something tells me that this is probably the only way to get access to here. Chair. Hi. Well, there they go. Ancient Dragon Knight's Cookbook 2. Dragon Bolt of Grease. So it takes knot resin instead of root resin and yellow fulgur bloom instead of fulgur bloom. And it inflicts heavy lightning damage. Although I have 46 knot resin and 31 yellow fulgur bloom, and I don't put a heavy emphasis on getting crafting materials. I barely pay attention to them at all. Good thing I saw this, because I almost missed it. Ah, and this is how you get to here. Yeah, there you can see it. The thing I talked about first heading into here, of the weapon having a projectile. I'm assuming there's two there. Oh no, there's just a wall immediately right here. Alright, I'm assuming that's where we drop down. And so, if we drop down there, headed out and dropped off to the left, we could then immediately make a loop back to here. Meaning all of that connects, and all that's left is the possible invisible bridge. Somewhere. It might be up an elevator. Well, good thing the build-up isn't that fast. Yeah, having a high amount of vitality is going to be beneficial for our survival. Because it'll let us exist in the eyes longer. Even if it does make us look goofy. But I only have 5 Flask of Crimson Tears left, so hopefully this isn't too expansive. It was not an invisible wall. Oh, hi. Well, this area is new. There's a ladder up there, and that goes really high up, so I assume that's the path up. Oh, so this... It may have been they were expecting you to drop down here for some reason. And then you have to fight the 3 of them, and then you're rewarded with being able to go out here. Which had 2 enemies. Don't know why they didn't aggro on me before, but it was kind of them to not aggro onto me. I appreciate that. What are we dealing with up here? Because I don't want to change armor sets if we're going to deal with that again immediately. Oh, this is a higher area. So before I said, hey, that's a higher area. I wonder if we can get to that. And it is. So... That doesn't explain how we get up to... Ow, 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 ow. Oh, it's that. Alright, this is gonna kill us. Alright, it didn't kill us, but... Oh boy. That almost filled our... bar. So... Back to this then. We can go from Taker's cameo to this. Oh, and that lets us medium roll even with this. Can we medium roll? Nope. Alright. Do we have any... We do. We can do that just to get rid of all the buildup. Alright, that's good. Oh. Alright, yeah, so still don't know how to get up to that. Unless... Well, I don't know how to get up to that either. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. It burns. Yep. Oh, this is how you get up to this. Imp Head Lion. Alright. Head covering made from the largely unaltered head of an impish golem. Resembling a lion in appearance, life force faintly clings to it. So it increases your health stat by 2 points. which gives me 12 HP. So basically nothing. Right. So we can get behind it. Alright, so I'm assuming that's just like a troll then. That's fine. Right, but back to this again. Now, pop. Knight's Lightning Spear. Ooh, I'm assuming that's what the boss used against us. This takes 36 faith and 29 FP. Hurls Lightning Spear while firing additional spears from Ancient Dragon Crests. One of the incantations of the capital's Ancient Dragon Cult summons a Lightning Spear while also manifesting Ancient Dragon Crests. On throwing a spear, the crest will launch additional spears, charged to increase the number of crests. An incantation that was taught only to the most accomplished knights, and now a lost art in the lands between. Art. That's very cool. I like that a lot. Because the normal spear throwing one, I don't know if I have it. I got rid of, or I put all the base game incantations into storage. But the normal lightning spear throw one, I like a lot, and that's just like a better version of that, pretty much. Hi. Alright, but cool. Bit unfortunate that that was just a Grave Glowwort 4 instead of the weapon. But, oh well. And this is a drop down back to here. Okay. Well, there's also a little side thing you can run on there. I don't know if you can jump high enough to actually get over the gap at the end there. But still, that's everything here in the Scorpion River Catacombs. So, I think we can give our thoughts on it. Yeah, I think we can give our thoughts on it and then do the recap and then end it, because we're 53 minutes in. So, thoughts on the Catacomb? It's very cool. It's got a lot of good rewards. Very enjoyable. Don't kill me, 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 don't kill me. Yeah. My only complaint is that you can't turn those off. I wish that you could deactivate those upon getting to them. Like I said, that is my only complaint. And it's not that bad. Because they're more of just like an area hazard than anything. They're not really that much of a threat outside of this one, because it doesn't move and because it covers such a wide area with only a handful of spots to hide. But even then, like, it didn't kill me, so it's not that bad. And you can see I was sitting there for a while just being completely clueless while it kept bringing the bar up. So that's more of a personal preference thing. It's not a big deal. But outside of that, I really enjoyed it. especially having to think about where you stand, both because of these things and because of those things, and being able to use those things to get onto higher areas to get more loot. That was very nice. And the boss was very enjoyable as well. The boss was very difficult, but they didn't feel unfair. Like, as you can see, I got hit by the grab attack, and that took a decent bit of my health and gave them, I think it gave them health back. So, that was fairly strong, and it came out quickly. But, as you can see, he used it a second time, and I dodged it. So, it wasn't unfair. At least, I don't think it's unfair. The boss felt very solid. I feel like the boss was the highlight of the Catacomb. The boss was really good. Especially with the reward that they gave. But the Catacomb itself was really solid. Especially in its rewards. But anyways, with that being said, we can end it here. So we started at Ravine North. We went up, we explored this area. Still don't know how to get to this higher area, but unless that's part of this, which it probably is, but anyways, we started at Ravine North. We explored this area. We made it to the Scorpion River Catacombs and explored that. And we got some decent goodies out of it. From the boss, we got the Death Knight's long-haft axe. Very cool. Like that a lot. We can check here. We got the Black Knight Captain Hugh Spirit Ash. And it's a special Spirit Ash, because they're specifically named. So that's very cool. A twin blade Black Knight Spirit Ash. Very happy with that. We got a great Ghost Glowwort, which was nice. We got the Cerulean Amber Medallion +3. We got the ability to craft Dragon Bolt Grease. We were given a guaranteed Imp Head Lion, which gives you 2 points into the health stat. And a Knight's Lightning Spear, a very cool incantation. And we also got Roar of Rugalia, a Bear Communion incantation from a boss, a big bear boss up here, along with getting Ash of War, the Poison Flower blooms twice near the Ravine North set of grace. Though I believe that may have been at the end of last time, but still, fairly small area. But the Catacomb was very expansive. It was very in depth. It was very good. So I'm still happy with the progress we made, even though it might not look like much on the map. I still think it's pretty good progress, so I'm happy with that. And with that being said, yeah.